Dana, thank you for coming in today.
Mhm.
So you had a peer review, and I was wondering how it went.
Well, it didn't go as well as I wanted it to. I felt like I didn't get as high of a rating as I should have.
Um, I feel like you seem a little frustrated by that. Is there a particular reason why?
Well, my 5 peers that are in my team, 4 guys and 1 girl, were there, and as well as my director, and I just felt like I was bombarded by any small error that I had made.
So this bombardment of questions, do you think is related to some concerns you expressed last time about some potential sexism that may exist there?
Uh, I do. I feel like of the 5 team members that were in there, 4 of them were men, and like I had said, and one of them was female, and I felt like the guys especially kind of really just, I really had at it and was, commented one mistake after another, error or downfall, and I just felt like I wasn't accurately represented.
When we spoke before, you seemed very dedicated to your work, and you even seemed to put out um, do a very good job whenever you do your work. Do they offer any reasoning as to these lower marks?
Well, one mark that in particular that really they seem to harp on or exaggerate was that my timeliness, and I hadn't met the deadlines in a fashion that they felt was acceptable.
How late were you?
Well, on this last project, it was supposed to be passed in, everything submitted by Wednesday, and I ended up passing everything in the morning of Thursday.
Well, I remember when we last spoke, you were concerned about this project, and evidently it's kind of an urgent need for your client. So I almost wonder if some of this frustration is being passed along from the client. Maybe they were really needing this done on a specific time, and that's maybe why you got these lower marks. Do you think there might be anything to that?
I suppose so. I feel like it wasn't due to my not lack of trying, though. I put in a ton of effort when I'm at work, and to the point where I work my 8 to 10 hours, and I bring my work home with me, and we'll continue to work at home most nights in the heat of a project. And so I felt like, yes, maybe it was passed in a day late, but it was a day late and it was perfect instead of a day, on time and with error.
Did you feel like you were able to express, the fact that you felt that you went above, you hastened late because you felt like you're going above and beyond and making sure that this product was perfect?
Well, I felt like I didn't even have the opportunity to present that. It was just constant question, or, I felt like I was being...
Bombarded.
Exactly.
You say that you just were bombarded with question after question, and you were just really unable to really even respond. Have you tried maybe reaching out to your director and speaking to him about this, and explaining why you turned in your work late, and explain that you were trying to do the best job physically possible?
No, I guess I haven't reached out to my director. I felt like, there is an opening for a promotion, and probably one of the team, one of us team members will get that promotion, but I guess I left the meeting feeling so uh, degraded in a way that I felt like I didn't even, I'm not even in the consideration anymore for the promotion. So what, what, why even care?
It seems like you're almost disgusted by the process.
I am. I'm very frustrated.
Well, I think given the opportunity, maybe if you had the opportunity to speak to your director and really approach him with some of these concerns you have and discuss why maybe you were given such a low mark when your work was so good. Maybe he'd be at least able to clarify some of these things so that you may be able to future improve and get this promotion you're seeking.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
How did your husband respond when you came in? I know you discussed that as a point of contention last time we spoke as well.
Well, obviously I got home later that day. I was still pretty upset. Told him kind of what was going on, and I felt like he tended to side with my coworkers that, I was supposed to deliver a product by Wednesday, and I didn't deliver it. So my poor marks were justified in a way.
I can imagine that was probably very frustrating for you.
Absolutely.
Have you tried to speak to him about maybe your side and how you feel regarding the situation?
Sometimes I don't even feel like I have time to even be able to talk to him. I get home, I have to, feed the kids, help them with homework, shower them, and get them into bed. And then by the time that's done, I was working on this project for an hour or two each night, and then I would go to bed. So I haven't, I haven't even had the opportunity to try and address it. I'm too busy.
You sound almost overwhelmed. Your day is literally sounds almost entirely full, back to back with things, and you just honestly seem overwhelmed.
I feel it.
Do you think trying to make that time to maybe speak to your husband and maybe arrange it to where he can take on maybe a little bit more responsibility with the kids and alleviate some of that stress that you seem to be feeling?
I think, I know that that's what I should do. However, I hate the thought of possible confrontation, so I just don't even deal with it.
Well, I think for now, we can focus on speaking to your director, and then maybe next time we can look at some ways we could approach speaking to your husband and maybe establishing that line of communication that isn't so confrontational, that is more of an open and understanding situation where you two can discuss things freely and you can discuss your concerns and hopefully he'll listen and hear what you have to say. Okay, so let's next time I see you, let's have spoken to your director and then we'll discuss that, how to speak to your husband. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Perfect.